Adnan Syed. The murder of Hae-Min Lee and the conviction of her ex-boyfriend Adnan Syed was one of the first true crime cases to blow up on the internet. The story was featured in the podcast Serial, hosted by Sarah Koenig, and was extremely popular when the series was released. At first, a lot of listeners of the podcast believed that Adnan Syed was wrongfully convicted of murdering Hae. But as the initial dust of the podcast settled, more and more people on the internet started to turn against Adnan, and so-called guilters on Reddit have pointed out several reasons to why Syed might be guilty of murdering his ex-girlfriend, Hae-Min Lee. Here is a list of reasons that point to Adnan Syed being guilty, argued by guilters on the Serial subreddit. Reason number 1. Adnan was Hae's ex-boyfriend, and Hae had recently moved on from the breakup. She was even dating someone else at the time when she was murdered. Some people, including Adnan himself, claimed he had moved on as well. Some said he had not. If he hadn't, it is considered one of the most common motives in murder cases where a man kills a woman. Reason number 2. Adnan did not call Hae after she disappeared. He used to call her all the time up until that point. After she went missing, not even once. If they were on good terms as he was claiming in the podcast, why wouldn't he call Hae at all after she disappeared? It's not a smoking gun alone in the case against Adnan Syed, but this one is not looking good for him. Reason number 3. Adnan can't account for his movements on that day. He's claiming it was just another day for him, so why would he remember? But it was anything but a normal day. His ex-girlfriend went missing. People tend to have a better memory on big events like that. Not remembering exactly is always a possibility. Even false memories are common. But not remembering anything isn't very likely. Even though they weren't a couple anymore at that point, Hae was an important person in Adnan's life, and her disappearing must have made that day memorable for him. Reason number 4. Adnan is accused in detail by a confessed accomplice, who evidently was able to provide information to police he couldn't have gotten anywhere except through involvement in the crime. That person is Jay. Can we trust everything Jay is saying? Absolutely not. He is a proven liar. But at the same time, why would he inject himself into a crime like that if he wasn't involved at all? Jay's ever-changing stories are most likely just that, because he is trying to minimize his own involvement. Most likely, he was more involved than he is claiming to. Reason number 5. Adnan would have been the last person to see Hae alive that day after she went missing. According to witnesses, Adnan asked Hae for a ride after school. This is even something Adnan admitted to at first. He later said he couldn't have asked for a ride because he had his car there. If he did ask her for a ride as he first claimed, he would have been the last person to see her alive. And it also places him in the car with Hae, the place she, according to police, was murdered. Reason number 6. Adnan's cell phone was pinged at Leakin Park the night Hae was buried. Was he just by chance in the same area, the same night, as someone else was burying his ex-girlfriend in that very park? This is also corroborated by Jay's and Jen's testimony. Reason number 7. Adnan wrote, "I'm going to kill," on the back of Hae's breakup note to him. Who writes down their plans to murder someone? Not many, but this could be the place where he first got the idea, before it was a definite plan. The note alone isn't hard evidence, but the note is just one of other weak strings that make up the strong rope of his possible guilt, when taken in their totality. Reason number 8. A teacher described once helping Hae hide from Adnan when she was afraid of him. Hae's teacher, Hope S., testified that on one occasion, Hae asked her not to tell Adnan where she was. She talked about how Hae worked as an intern in the French office for her during first period, and how Adnan would sometimes come by to say hi or hang out. In this incident, Hae expected Adnan to come to Hope's office, and Hae was trying to avoid him since they had a fight earlier. So Hae called Hope from another teacher's classroom phone to tell her the reason she wasn't in Hope's office was because she wanted to avoid Adnan. Reason number 9. Adnan seems shockingly free of anger for purportedly being falsely locked up for life, and he almost seems embarrassed that Sarah is trying to show his innocence, because he knows he's actually guilty. Throughout the Serial podcast, Adnan is also serving some Freudian slips that are also pointing towards guilt. Here's a quote from Adnan. "I don't think you'll ever have 100% or any type of certainty about it. The only person in the whole world who can have that is me. For what it's worth, whoever did it. You know you'll never have that. I don't think you will." Do you think Adnan is guilty or not? Let us know in the comment section below. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more bad things, and to stay updated on this case and more true crime. Until next time, take care.